6:22 p.m., the 6th of March 2025. Sir, what if, rather than a happy ending, a Hollywood legend's enormous fortune led to a family feud when Gene Hackman, the legendary star of Superman and The French Connection, died in February 2025? He left behind an astounding $80 million. The catch is that his will may donate his millions to charity rather than his family, leaving his children in tears. To learn the startling circumstances of this Hollywood tragedy and what it implies for Hackman's legacy, watch this video through to the conclusion. You won't want to miss this, I promise. First, let's talk about the man. Starring in more than 100 movies over the course of 5 decades, Gene Hackman was a Hollywood titan. His brilliance was evident from his Oscar-winning performance as a fierce detective in The French Connection to his portrayal of the crafty Lex Luthor in Superman. He established himself as one of the finest actors of all time and took home 2 Academy Awards and 4 Golden Globes. But celebrity wasn't the only thing in his life. He began writing books after retiring in 2004 because of heart health issues, co-authoring historical fiction such as Wake of the Perdido Star. Thanks to successful real estate transactions and blockbuster salaries, such as $2 million for Superman, he had a net worth of $80 million by the time he passed away at the age of 95. How, therefore, did this wealth turn into a family tragedy? Imagine this: a magnificent 12-acre property near Santa Fe, New Mexico, with views of the mountains and a house that Hackman created himself after he retired. He lived here in peace with Betsy Arakawa, his second wife, but disaster struck. In February 2025, in their house, Hackman, Betsy, and one of their dogs were discovered dead. An uncommon illness known as hantavirus, which Betsy most likely contracted from rodent droppings, killed her on February 11th. A week later, on February 18th, Hackman, who was suffering from heart disease and Alzheimer's, died, possibly not knowing that his wife had died. The discovery of Hackman in the mudroom, Betsy in the restroom, and their dog close by was a tragic sight. This was the beginning of a fight for Hackman's millions, not just a defeat. See how his will turned everything upside down by continuing to watch. This is where things start to go crazy. Hackman left his 3 children from his previous marriage to Faye Maltese Christopher, Elizabeth, and Leslie out of his 1995 will, naming Betsy as his only heir. There was a wrinkle in Betsy's will: her assets would go to charity if she and Hackman passed away within 90 days of one another, as their deaths would be deemed simultaneous. This clause took effect because Betsy passed away a few days before Hackman. This implies that Hackman's $80 million fortune, which includes their $3.8 million Santa Fe estate, may end up going to charity rather than his children. According to reports, his children, who are now in their 50s and 60s, were taken aback, although Hackman acknowledged that his hectic work had prevented him from being their father. During their early years, many believed that their relationship had been repaired. What made him leave them out? Then, for the complete scoop, you'll want to read through to the end. The news was devastating to Hackman's kids. In an apparent attempt to obtain a portion of the riches, his son Christopher has already engaged a renowned estate attorney. Hackman's daughters, Elizabeth and Leslie, might do the same. They might have a case because they are his closest surviving heirs. But the charity clause in the will makes everything more difficult. Imagine having a renowned father as a child and then finding out that his millions could completely avoid you. Leslie, Hackman's daughter, commended Betsy for taking care of her father. But it hurts to be excluded. Social media fans' opinions are divided. Some believe Hackman had the right to select his descendants, while others believe his children should share in his legacy. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. And let's start a conversation. What comes next, then? Originally intended as his last gift, Gene Hackman's $80 million inheritance has left his family in tears and ignited a conflict that is engulfing Hollywood. Hackman's biography is one of both sorrow and triumph, from his well-known roles to his peaceful life in Santa Fe. Should his children receive their part? Or did he make the proper decision with his will? You won't believe how this could permanently alter his legacy, so stay until the very end. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Hollywood stories if you liked this in-depth analysis. Let's continue this discussion by exchanging ideas in the comments section. I appreciate you seeing, and I hope to see you in the next video.